What's happening, guys? Birdman 316. What you just saw was the last flight of the Novice 2 Pro 2 from a couple days ago. I think it was Tuesday. That abyss over there, that's where she is. Let me explain to you which bird that is. It's the sister to this one. The sister quad to this one. This is the Novice 2 Pro 1. I've got one just identical to that one, which is out there in the middle. There's no way. Now, if I had access to a bucket truck or something like that, or like a utility truck or some sort, let me explain what happened. You can see in the film I was just flying along, just mind my own business, don't do anything stupid. Voltage was good, everything. But I was parked here, and I was wearing the Fat Shark Scouts. That's probably a no-no right there, wearing them Scouts, because they were very notorious for not having a really good signal. I was flying along. I dove that tree over there. I was flying along doing stunts, whatever like that, and voltage was looking good. Had a Tattoo 450, I believe, 2S battery. Anyway, I was flying along and I flew that way. But you can see in the video. I was just flying along, just flying under the power lines and over the abyss. And next thing I know, I saw snow. And it went down. There's no way. So you can see how thick that is in there. You can see how thick that is. Now, I remember a few years ago, right here, where that great big part is, there's a little section beside it. You can barely tell where it's been cut. I got some cutters and hackers and hacked through there and saved a $300 quad. Now there's a $100 quad out there right now. So I don't know, other than a bucket truck with an extendo boom on there or whatever like that, and I got a tool with a hook on the end of it, I can get it like that. But I don't have access to a utility truck with a extended boom on it or anything, you know. I could call the fire department and get the hook and ladder truck out here. And extend the ladder out, and maybe I can get the hook and they can lower me down where I can get to it, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. If I had the money, I'd get access to a hook, and not a hook ladder, but the utility truck with the bucket on it. But anyway, guys, that's part of the FPV hobby. They say it's not a matter of if you lose a quad, it's when you lose a quad. So that could have been, it's just about as bad as losing it in a lake or something like that, or a pond or something. You know, them quads, they're going to sink. So I guess the abyss claimed the sister quad to my Novice 2 Pro 1, but I guess this is life, guys. It sucks when that happens, but you know, Forrest Gump says stuff happens, but he said the other word. We're not going to say that here on this channel. Here is a family channel, so we're not going to be using such words like that, but you know what I'm talking about. And I guess I'm not going to be wearing those Fat Sharks anymore, especially when I'm flying over that. I don't know, it must have been an angle. I was standing, let me show you where I was standing. I'll get to where I was standing, right here. The car was sitting here at an angle, and I was facing this way. And it must be some kind of weird dumb luck that the signal was trying to penetrate through those the bush there, and it just happened to have a little glitch in the signal, and I must have hit something, and boom. Because I don't think I had a fail-safe, because the voltage was good. I wouldn't do anything stupid. Now that quad there has got really high kV motors on them, and you gotta be really careful with your battery, because I've had fail-safes before because those motors are like 8700 kV, I think, or 8500 kV or whatever, I'm not sure, but let's find out. We got the sister right here. Let's take a look at these motors. What kind of kV do we have? 8,500 kV motors. And these are 1103s. They run on 2S. I mean, it's got some nice stuff in here. Cadix camera. I had to replace the VTX in this one in one of the motors just because I was doing a little hover testing in my living room one day, and for some reason my thumb accidentally hit the throttle as I was reaching up to disarm the quad, and it shot straight up and hit the ceiling, bent a motor shaft, and the impact must have blew out the VTX. The VTX is that triangular looking thing on top of the stack there. You can see it right there with the antenna poking out for that antenna right there is the antenna for your video. And the antenna that's on the bottom, I think it's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. It's an antenna, another antenna for the actual receiver. But this antenna poking out of the top here, that's the one for your video. I forgot exactly where the antenna is for the quad itself, the receiver. But anyway, it's in there someplace. It's in there someplace. But this is on the Fly Sky protocol. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a little update of what happened the other day when all of a sudden you didn't see a landing from that sister quad to this one. But anyway, guys, I want everyone to have a great day, have a great night wherever you are. This is Birdman 316. Sayonara.